Hi everyone and welcome to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
And today we're going to be talking a bit about music. We're going to look at a kind of music and the way it's played rather than any songs or singers. Have you got into any new bands or music lately?
New? Well, I'm actually a big fan of old songs and old singers like the Beatles, MJ. Okay, so no. Have you?
Nothing new, no. At this point, I'm pretty set in my music taste. So if a band I like releases a new album, I will maybe check it out. But I don't spend a lot of time looking for new bands or new musicians because I don't even get that much time to listen to it anymore.
Right,
That's
and
just
kids
the way
nowadays
it goes.
are into a lot of like K-pop, and some of them I'm like, okay, I feel old when I'm talking about the ones you like.
So if you talk about somebody who was playing music in the 60s, you're like, oh well, never mind. But in fact, that kind of old way of playing music is quite relevant to what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about vinyl records, which is how people used to play music, but they're making a comeback. Let's read the article and learn more.
Reading.
Vinyl records make their comeback. In today's world, most music comes in digital forms like streaming. But this doesn't mean older forms are gone. The vinyl record, one of the oldest types of music recording, has been making a surprising return. Vinyl has a long history. The first vinyl long-playing record was released in 1930. Competing record companies developed the technology and made vinyl the best way to experience music. In the later part of the 20th century, though, cassette tapes and CDs hit the market. Many people preferred these because they were portable, and CDs had clearer sound quality. However, vinyl sales have been rising again since around 2007. People are falling back in love with vinyl because it gives us ownership of our music. Streamed music isn't ours and is restricted in its use, but we can hold and feel a vinyl record in our hands. It also comes with extras like liner notes and album artwork. Also, the listening equipment and great sound quality of vinyl make it a totally different experience. There's nothing like dropping a needle on a record to enjoy a good song.
So our article starts today by saying, in today's world, most music comes in digital forms like streaming. So digital means using data signals expressed in this combination of ones and zeros. You might have seen them on a movie screen. The modern form in which most TV, music, and internet stuff is sent and received is digital. I'm old enough to remember when we still used analog, which was like the older kind of TVs and music players and radios and so on. But these days, everything is digital.That's
right. 现在我们已经好不好跟上时代的潮流 ？Digital 这个形容词就是数位的，像是以前我记得数位相机刚出来的时候，大家觉得很炫哦。数位相机就是 digital camera， 可是现在 we use phones， 我们已经都用手机来拍照了。我觉得，除非你是很专业，你可能才会去买很厉害的相机哦。那刚刚我们有提到streaming 是什么呢？就是串流媒体。OK， 而这个 streamed music，OK， 我们也要来学一下，就是串流音乐。OK， 那基本上串流是什么呢？就是将一连串的多媒体的资料怎么压缩后呢？然后经过这个网络分段传送资料，在网络上及时传输影音，以供观赏的一种技术跟过程。所以课文整句是说到，在现在的这个世界呢，大部分的这个音乐都是以数位的形式方式来呈现，例如刚刚提到的 streaming 串流媒体。
Yeah, Spotify and stuff like that, basically. And that is one form of music because the form of something is the way in which something can appear. And we usually use this when a particular thing can appear in many different ways. So think of a story. One form of this story might be a book. Another, it's a play on stage. A third form could be a movie version of the book. Then a cartoon could be another form of that story. Different forms of music include music on tapes, on CDs, MP3s, played live by the band, and more. So we could talk about exercise and say something like, swimming is my favorite form of exercise because I love being in the water.
Nice. Okay, form 是什么呢？就是形式，它是一个名词。那刚刚 Pat 老师提到，哇，好多种类的这个音乐形态。我最喜欢的是 live music， 因为现场听像是 concerts 那种演唱会，真的是有不同的感受。
In that last sentence, we also use the word like. Now here, like means the same thing as such as, and it's used when you want to give one or more examples of something. For example, I could say I like lots of animals, like rhinos and orangutans.
Huh?你喜欢红毛猩猩，还有 rhinos 犀牛 Really?
They're
Is
cool.
this just an example sentence?
No, that's genuine. That's true.
可是 rhinos are dangerous. 我觉得他们超可怕
There's only a few of them left. We gotta love them and protect them.
我只能说 Pat 的这个品味真是蛮独特。我喜欢 elephants 大象。好啦，没错，举例的时候呢，我们就可以用 like 什么什么或 such as 来表示，例如啊，像什么什么啊。那注意那个 like 跟 suggest 都不能放在句首，只能放在句子中间，像是 I like bright colors, like or such as yellow and light green. Okay, 我喜欢亮色哦。
So in the article, we've said in modern times, most people stream their music. But as the article says, but this doesn't mean older forms are gone.
Yeah, the article explains that the vinyl record, one of the oldest types of music recording, has been making a surprising return. 没错，这句话就带出我们今天的主题啦，也就是黑胶唱片。OK， 我们的主题大家有认真看吗？ Vinyl records make their comeback， 就是怀旧正夯，一起感受黑胶唱片的魅力。Vinyl record 就是黑胶唱片，那一般黑胶唱片大多指的就是 vinyl， 就是乙烯基的材质的唱片。
So next we learn that vinyl has a long history.Yeah,
let's find out about it. The article says the first vinyl long-playing record was released in 1930. 所以第一个黑胶的 long-playing record, OK, 是在1930年发行的哦。那 what's a long-playing record? 就是 LP record, 就是密文唱片。
Well, next we see that competing record companies developed the technology and made vinyl the best way to experience music. So when we talk about technology, we mean using the most modern ways of producing or doing something. So these days, that'll mean digital technology, internet, smart technology, and maybe even artificial intelligence or AI.It could also mean just whatever was the most modern machine or method at the time, because technology is the use of science for practical purposes to get something done, often by companies or in factories. So we could say, this smartphone was made using the most modern technology to make it as powerful as possible.
Wow, I want to get it. OK, 好 technology 是什么呢？就是科技啦，技术啊，它是个名词。那我们常常看到就是 new or modern technology， 但就是指哇，这个新的啊，或者是现代科技如何如何，或者是最新的科技有什么 ？The latest technology.Things
changed, however. Vinyl was popular, everybody listened to it, but we see in the article that in the later part of the 20th century, though, cassette tapes and CDs hit the market. This phrase, to hit the market, means to become available for people to buy in shops, or these days, online.
好，课文接着又提到这个时间点来到这个20世纪的后期呢 cassette tapes 还有 CD 就上市了。上市的片语很可爱，就是 hit the market， 直接就是上市，感觉有直接翻的感觉哦。不过呢，刚刚有提到一个东西，可能现在的学生就想说 OK， 我知道 CD 是什么，可是 cassette tapes是什么啊？我跟你讲，你可能要问爸爸妈妈哦，就是卡式的录音带 ，OK， 它是一个用在储存声音的磁带。I've seen one of those， 我有看过，你们可能就没有看过或是碰过。Now, why did people like cassette tapes and CDs so much?
Well, the article explains that many people preferred these because they were portable and CDs had clearer sound quality. So if something is portable, it's easy to carry around, usually because it's light, small, and can fit easily into other bags, or it has straps or handles that make it easier to move. Now, of course, that people also needed the players. You know, if you think of Sony Walkman and those things that kind of started to come out meant that people could put a cassette or a CD in them and listen to them as they walked around or took the bus and things like that.
我跟你讲，大家现在听这个 Walkman 一定不知道它是什么，它就是用来就是放卡带的。在这个爸爸妈妈时期，我跟你讲，它超夯的，很赞 ，OK。好啦，没错，我们来回头提到这个，现在都很复古哦，就是黑胶唱片比呢。当然，这个 CD 或者是刚刚说的卡带比较怎么样 ？Portable 比较轻便呐、就是容易携带的啊。而且呢 ，CD 的这个音质是更加清晰的哦。那我提到 portable， 我就想到现在发明那种 portable speakers， 我觉得超赞的。你可以随时放在包包里面，然后想要听东西，如果想要放出来给大家听，都超棒的。Now,It also said that CDs had clearer sound quality.
That's right, and we use the word quality when we want to talk about how good something is. If something is good or high quality, it's great. Now, sound quality is how clear the sound is, and for recordings, it's how close the recording sounds to how the musicians want it to sound, or how it would sound if you were in the recording studio listening to them play. Now, we're in a recording studio right now, so hopefully the sound quality is good. If we were outside on the street talking into our phones, maybe the sound quality wouldn't be as nice.
No.
CDs were better at that kind of sound than vinyl records back then, so we say the sound quality was higher, or in this case, we'd say clearer as the sounds were more clear. Here's an example of how to use quality. This restaurant doesn't get many good reviews online, so I'm worried about the quality of its food.
I would be too. I always check the reviews out first, okay? 来，我们来看一下 quality 这个字，应该大家要知道这个字就是品质哦，它是一个名词。那其实在 quality 前面我们可以加不同的形容词，比如说好的就是 good quality， 高的品质就是 high quality， 相反的呢就是 poor or low quality， 就是不好的很低的品质。那再来还有什么呢？我们可以提到 picture quality or image quality， 就是画质。比方像是 Does this type of TV set have a better picture quality? Okay, back at the start of the article, we learned that vinyl records are making a comeback, though.
Yeah, now I should also mention that for many people who are real music lovers,
Right.
they never stopped buying or listening to vinyl. You know, they have still record players, and if you think about DJs in clubs, they still use vinyl a lot. I mean, it's possible just to mix some music on a computer, put the stick in the computer in the nightclub and play it, but that's pretty lazy. Good DJs will use vinyl because they can then mix it on those turntables and do that stuff. And music lovers love vinyl for their reasons. So vinyl never disappeared, but they did stop becoming so popular until not too long ago. We see in the article that, however, vinyl sales have been rising again since around 2007.
The article explains a bit about why this happened. It says people are falling back in love with vinyl because it gives us ownership of our music.
That's right. So to fall in love with something or someone is to develop very close emotional feelings and connections with that thing. Of course, if it's a person, to fall in love with them is in a romantic way. But when we fall in love with things, we just really like them and become very enthusiastic about them.
所以呢，课文是说呢，这个黑胶唱片在2007年，开始到现在又渐渐的怎么样翻红喽。所以待会课文会再详解。不过我们先来看一下这个片语fall in love with somebody or something， 就是爱上某个东西或某人。Okay, well, I fell in love with Shen Bing.He's a Korean actor.
Okay.
The minute I saw him in the K-drama, 爱的迫降, 超帅的.
Okay. Now, in that sentence, we saw people are falling back in love with vinyl because they get ownership of their music. What does that mean? Well, ownership of something. If you own something, it belongs to you. That's the verb, own.
Right.
And you are the owner. That's one noun. And if you are the owner, you have ownership. If you have ownership of something, that thing is yours. It belongs to you. You can kind of decide what to do with it, and people can't really take it away from you. So this is usually good, although it can cause some problems, like in this example sentence. The two brothers argued about the ownership of the family business after their parents died. So they were kind of fighting, who owns this? Who's it belong to? It's mine, it's mine.
OK, 所以这个如果没有写遗嘱的话，可能就有这样子的情况，大家要争夺所有权 ownership 就是所有权拥有什么什么，因为我们都知道 own 就是拥有什么嘛，那 owner 是什么呢？就是主人啦，所以这个名词 ownership 就是有所有权拥有的意思。我们常常会提到像 ownership of the house 就是这个家的那个所有权，或者是 ownership of the land 这个土地是谁拥有的这样的意思所以呢，课文提到就是黑胶唱片是比较有这种好像专属感，这属于我的音乐这样的 feel. So streaming doesn't give people ownership of music?
Not in the same way. As the article puts it, streamed music isn't ours and is restricted in its use. So if something is restricted, there are limits about how or where or when you can use that thing or when that thing is available. So an area of a building might be restricted, which means only certain people can go into it and only at certain times. If music is restricted, that means the companies or the artists might take the songs off Spotify or ask you to pay more for them, or maybe there's a slow internet connection that makes it hard to listen to them. So if it's restricted, there are various things that stop you from listening to the songs when you want and where you want. An example, I think Taylor Swift took her stuff off
Spotify.
Spotify. So, it's not the listeners' music, it's her music, which is right in some ways. But if you bought that CD, you could play it whenever you wanted. It'd kind of be yours. Here's an example sentence for the word restricted. We only rent this house, so we're restricted in how we can decorate it.
没错，这样听起来我真的觉得好像是买 CD 啊，或是甚至于有黑胶唱片，真的比较不麻烦，因为他们比较没有受限制的就是提到 restricted 这个形容词就是受限的、有限的啊这样的意思。那名词呢就是 restriction， 同样有限制的意思，而动词当然就是 restrict。
Now the article also adds that but we can hold and feel a vinyl record in our hands.
Yeah, 我懂因为我们真的可以感受实体的黑胶唱片在我们手上有真实感And that's not the only benefit vinyl has. The article says it also comes with extras like liner notes and album artwork.
So when we talk about CDs or records, the artwork is the pictures on the album. Now we'll see these online or on posters or videos, but these CDs and records have lots of artwork showing the band, the singer, cool stuff like that, while liner notes are like information about the artist, the song, the other musicians on the album, comments by the musician about their work and how they made it that are harder to read. You can't read those on Spotify.
No. OK, 没错，当我们买唱片的时候，大家有没有发现它通常会附有 extra？ 是什么呢？就是额外的事物，比方像是我们提到的 liner notes， 就是唱片的封套说明，它就是印在唱片封套背面的说明文字，以及像是唱片的封面也好，或是内页歌词等等，他们整个设计我觉得都是超重要的哦。那就提到了 artwork 这个字，就是有图片啦，或是插图，我觉得这也是为什么我们喜欢买唱片会一整套的都拥有。
The article goes on to say, also, the listening equipment and great sound quality of vinyl make it a totally different experience. Equipment just means the tools you need for a particular task. So here it's the equipment to play vinyl records and listening to them. Equipment all depends on what you're doing. Whatever you need is your equipment. So cooking equipment, pots and pans, climbing equipment, ropes and special shoes, and so on. So we could say, make sure you bring all the camping equipment with us on our 3-day hike.
没错，真的如果有听过这个黑胶唱片，就会知道，它有这个非常独特的 sound quality 音质哦，会让你有完全不同的体验或是感受。那当然要听黑胶唱片，就要用它的特殊的 equipment， 就是设备或是器材，它是一个名词哦。像是刚刚 Pat 老师有提到，如果要去露营啊，当然就要带 camping equipment。Yep,
and the article finishes by saying, there's nothing like dropping a needle on a record to enjoy a good song. And that language is about how you play vinyl music. A special needle reads the information on the record and turns that into sounds.
没错，最后文章结尾写到，没有什么比放唱针在唱片上更能享受听一首好歌哦。这里的 needle 不是针哦，它是指唱片的。你要听唱片的时候会放这个唱针。And that's the end of our article. So now let's go to our For You Chat question. For You Chat. Okay, welcome back to our For You Chat question. What is your favorite way to listen to music? What makes you like this kind of music experience?
I've gone through all sorts. When I was a kid, I had tapes and then later CDs. And then I kind of skipped MP3 a bit and got mini discs, which were didn't work out very well, but some people of my age might remember them. And then I was on to basically iTunes and got an iPod, and that was it. And that's pretty much what I've got today. So I would go with iPods and stuff.
I love iPods.
Because, or now it's on my iPhone, but it's basically because it's convenient, especially for a person like me who lives abroad. I don't have space for all the CDs I used to have. I just need all the music on my phone or computer and can listen to it. It's just easier. I don't stream because I just don't really care about finding new music these days, but I'll just use my phone or my computer.
Okay, well, I guess that's pretty much it for today. We're out of time.
We are. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. For English For You, I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vinyl records make their comeback. In today's world, most music comes in digital forms like streaming. But this doesn't mean older forms are gone. The vinyl record, one of the oldest types of music recording, has been making a surprising return. Vinyl has a long history. The first vinyl long-playing record was released in 1930. Competing record companies developed the technology and made vinyl the best way to experience music. In the later part of the 20th century, though, cassette tapes and CDs hit the market. Many people preferred these because they were portable, and CDs had clearer sound quality. However, vinyl sales have been rising again since around 2007. People are falling back in love with vinyl because it gives us ownership of our music. Streamed music isn't ours and is restricted in its use, but we can hold and feel a vinyl record in our hands. It also comes with extras like liner notes and album artwork. Also, the listening equipment and great sound quality of vinyl make it a totally different experience. There's nothing like dropping a needle on a record to enjoy a good song.
Vocabulary Review. Form. This store only accepts one form of payment, cash. Technology. Humans first designed the technology we needed to travel to the moon in the 1960s. Quality. I don't know why this restaurant is so popular when the quality of the food is just average. Ownership. Billy decided to give up car ownership and just take the bus and train around town. Restricted. This phone is an older type, so its use is restricted to phone calls and texts. Equipment. Lisa can't work from home because she uses special equipment at her job.
智慧小补帖
Digital. Portable. Artwork.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作。活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net